Welcome back. We've got our Macbeth Sword. And here's what it does. The R1, whoosh, 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 whoosh. R2, stab. Lovely stab. Two-handed R1, one. We get 4 of them, which is lucky. But it's it's not a swooping thing. It's kind of it's a sort of a slashing down. The R2 is a particularly robust stab. And holding down the focus key, right? So again, you're just holding down L2 on a PS4, but whatever it is I have no idea what it is on an Xbox. They're junk. So R1, whoosh, big swooping whack, and an R2 is that diggy kind of thing. Okay, I really don't know what it is on an Xbox. But you do. So whatever the focus kind of button is that you press, use that. Okay. Walking down here, you can see that basically like running out the back of a Hercules C-130, we're dropping out the back of this castle. Something has happened here. Something bad, something Godzilla-esque, because if we look here, there's a road. Clearly this was the road into the castle. This used to be, the town, and oops, something reasonably rubbish has gone wrong. And you can raise your banner here. So let's do that. Now when we raise our banner, we get a cutscene, which I'm going to let you enjoy yourself. And it takes us to the Undead Settlement. Okay, now that looks like our castle. And you can see that's where the road kind of has a huge chunk taken out of it. See where we sort of, there's some stuff and castle and settlement. So set up your bonfire and we're going to just do a little bit of running straight away. There's not a lot here that we need. Round to your left, there's a little soul. This is the kind of small bonfire. The real one is just through that gate, which is the kind of major one. Now this settlement, this undead settlement, is an interesting idea. It's like a zombie suburb. And so in a lot of the other Souls games, there are undead. There are hollowed and undead, and they kind of just seem to be sitting around. They're not engaged in any activities. They're just sort of hanging around in buildings, dying. But here, they've built a settlement. And there seem to be these large female priests who look exactly like papal Vatican emissaries, and you'll see the Vatican hats. So there's a no-nonsense reference, a specific and direct reference to the Swiss Guard and the Vatican in this game. Around to your left, don't go right yet, you don't need to. Behind this abandoned thingy are some diggly dogs, so watch out for the diggly dogs. Try and take them out. And there's our clay doing good work. Clay's also pretty long. Now when you come in here, you've got a whole lot of, if you're any fans of the Dark Crystal, we'll recognise these guys immediately. These are pilgrims. Skeksis. Skeksis. So this one wants to die. And if you go near him, he's just going to cry a lot and say, please kill me. This is one of our NPCs. So come and talk to this person and say hello, accept his service. Yol of Londor. Yol of Londor is going to sell us cool stuff. Yol of Londor is going to sell us magic. M-A-J-I-K. Magic sand. So we're going to get some stuff from him. Pick up a couple of homeward bones. Now when you walk down here, more diggly dogs down the end are going to come alive and start eating all of those guys. You're not going to get any of those souls, which, I think it's unfair. But you can see, you're going to sit here and let them do it. They'll take out all those little guys for you. But you got to take the dogs out eventually anyway, so you may as well get involved. And There they go. Now, we're one-shotting all those dogs, which is lovely with our new clay. Robust and fiery. Just how we like it. Remember, also, because you now have fire claymore, if there are exploding barrels, you know, bad things are going to happen. Come in here, immediately you're going to see a bad guy. We'll just one-shot his ass and get him out of there, pick up a nice firebomb. Let's close that, just for the sake of... let's close that. Alright, through here. Rest the bonfire. This is a great place to do a little bit of jolly cooperation and pick up some souls. What I'm going to do now is race through it a little bit. There are a couple of interesting items I want to pick up. I want to pick up some shards, but I also want to collect and make sure I pick up a couple of covenants, and then I'm going to take you and show you how to pick up a couple of rings early in the game, and we'll take it from there. So you can summon here. It's a great fight spot. Lots of summons for me to have. Lots of invasions can happen here as well. But having a little look here, it's all kind of misty and manky. Lots of gibbets hanging everywhere. Lots of dead people, bodies that you can actually hit, and they'll drop down. Isn't that yucky? Okay. Now they're heavily armed. That's our backstab. Very satisfying with the clay. 5 foot of steel through the back. Everybody loves that. This is the build that we're going for. Pick up the small leather shield, which is not really of much in the way of use. Now, there are a couple of enemies in this area that are annoying, which is fair enough. I mean, why wouldn't they be? And I'll see if we can see one. Can we see one? We can't see one. They're tricksy and little and tiny, so they come up to about your belly button, but they wield all sorts of weapons, and they are very fast. So lots of 100% shield. This is them. So this one's got an axe. And if we look at him, then we'll see he's got a little hat on, and he's got a weird little hat on. He looks almost like, if you're fans of the Australian classic The Magic Pudding, he almost looks like the Magic Pudding. So that makes perfect sense if you know the Magic Pudding, and you know, obviously coming from Springwood, New South Wales, the home of the Magic Pudding. It's a beautiful little tricksy bastard who runs around the place causing all sorts of trouble. Now, we're going to be dropping down lots and lots and lots. One way to cope emotionally with this area, I think, is to drop onto that thing and do a few plunging attacks of your own. But I've missed it, so I'm just going to go for some biff. And there's more in here. So he's going to drop down, and there's one over there. And he's going to drop down. He's going to drop down. There he is. You can backstab them if you're lucky, but they move outrageously fast. We've got a pile of flies. These things here, these gibbets full of unfortunate people, much like the Rotten in Dark Souls 2, are an enemy, and they will become more active and do more stuff. Now, this area here, we've missed out on a little treat. We're going to go up and grab that treat. Back up here. And pick up our charcoal pile bundle. That's not of any use to us now because we've infused our weapon. But if you haven't infused your weapon, you can actually put you can put what are called resins on your weapon, and it gives that weapon a certain type of power for a little bit of time. So kill him. Oh, we picked up some worker trousers. What are they like? How do we feel about worker trousers? 2.9, but how light are they? What's the weight like? Where's weight? There it is. Not a lot of difference. You see what I mean? That you know, I'm not. Am I happy with the worker trousers? Not really. No. So down the end here, and pick up your repair powder. Now, if you have a look, less of an issue right now. I'm sure it will be an issue later on. It always is. If you have a look at the icon for the claymore, just near the box, you can see there's a red line underneath, and that red line is slightly disappearing. That's how much how much you have wrecked your weapon, and how much damage you've done to it, and how much you need to fix it up. Now, we don't have the ability here to set fire to that stuff. Oh, maybe we do. Let's see if I've got a bit of luck. Let's try a firebomb from up here. Oh yeah, that worked. So you want to kill all these guys, and some of them are standing near barrels, which is explodables. That's good to know, but problematic. Now remember that we have hardly any health, and so before we run down there, it's important for us to managing our health and managing our focus.